Man, the summertime, I love it. I can't wait to get to Camp Arawak. It should be right around here somewhere. Well, that's strange. It says Camp Arawak is that way. All right, summer awaits me. Sir, I'm looking for Camp Arawak. Sir, sir, sir. Yeah, sir. I'm looking for Camp Arawak. Can you point me the way? Sir, I'm talking to you. Do you know where Arawak is? No, sir. You need to stay right there. Oh, look, it's a lady in the blue sweater.
Can't see in this fucking thing!
What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Real Hunting. We hunt for the good reels so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad, the Brit Man's right over here. Chris is right down here. It is week 2, Friday the 13th, the summer of our favorite Mama's Boy. It is time for week 2 again. The first review was a lot of fun. We're moving into Friday the 13th part 2. We're jacked about it. Of course, Bert, throw me up that card real quick. We are not alone in this journey. We're going to be we're going to be joined by Moser Movie Reviews. We're going to be joined by Robbie Sobel, Filthy Dan, the man himself, Nick Cooling, House of the Living Dead will be doing a live watch party for Friday the 13th Part 2 tonight at 8 p.m. It's been great. The first week was such a blast. We're excited to be here with all these individuals, and it's going to be great. So, guys, of course, if you haven't seen our first review for Friday the 13th, we'll put a link for that over Brett's head. How are you guys doing today? You guys pumped to get on, moving on the train here or what?
Yeah, man, I'm ready to go. You know, I feel good. Fingers are a little sore. You know, I've been typing a lot here lately. I've been typing up this men's help novel, if you will. It's called Slingshot, Flannel, and Wink. You know what I mean? The ultimate guide to bed a camp counselor.
Oh my!
I can't get enough of this guy popping a rock at this girl's ass and then just giving her the old. You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to fuck? And then he's just there in a flannel shirt. She's like, oh, the moisture. You know what I mean?
Well, fair though, he never actually succeeded in his goals. He actually he hung out for a little bit, but then that went south really quick.
Yeah, his whole world got flipped upside down. So.
Oh no!
Oh God! Listen, there has to be some kind of rule in place that this shit cannot start for like the first 10 minutes. Okay.
Well,
yeah,
we only got one rule in this party, and that is, and I quote, "There ain't no laws when you're drinking claws."
That is true, buddy.
That is true, but you're not drinking claws, so that's the problem here. There are laws because there are no claws, and you can't get puns unless we're at least 5 minutes in because the algorithm, man, they're not gonna put up with that. So,
no,
Brett, how you doing today? You pumped?
Man, I am more happier than Ted and his beer ball collection at the bar. I'll tell you that for sure.
Whew. That's a happy man.
Yeah, do you know how many he freaking drunk in that bar? Like freaking 10 and collect all the balls? Like, what the hell is he going to do with a collection like that?
I'd put him on the wall.
To the window, to the wow. I'm just kidding. So, guys, are you ready to get started with Friday the 13th Part 2? What is known as one of the best horror sequels out there?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
I'm ready, buddy.
Throw us up the movie facts card, and we'll get into this thing. Okay, so April the 30th, 1981. Of course, it has a 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb. Rotten Tomato score, we have a 28 by the critics and a 48 by the fans. I'm surprised by these numbers. We'll get into your thoughts here. Yeah, it's very criminal all around. I would think the audience would be a little bit higher than that. The budget, again, way more, almost doubled the budget of the last movie, which, of course, no surprise based on the stacks. But here again, made more stacks. Domestic box office, $21 million, almost $22 million, directed, of course, by Steve Miner. So my biggest surprise is the scores by the fans. And the critics, not so much, but the fans, I am a little bit surprised. What are you guys thinking about these numbers?
Well, Rotten Tomatoes needs to focus more on like when they get like the freaking fans, like when they're generating them, like towards the horror community, like because that's bullshit. It is way higher than 48, if you ask me. But the budget, I'm not surprised. It still made its money, a lot of money back. If at IMDb, it could be a little higher, but I freaking love this. This is one of my top horror sequels in the horror genre of all time, and I'm excited to talk about the sack.
Ooh. Sack me, beautiful.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting that the budget doubled, but the box office shrank significantly.
It did.
Right. The last one was like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, of course. But wasn't the last one was like 38 or something like that?
It was quite a bit. It was a little bit more. Brett, do you remember the specific number?
I believe it was 38.
I think you're right. Yeah. I think it was almost 39, if I'm not mistaken, or almost 40 even.
I would bet 39. So,
yeah. So
yeah. Not a big deal. It's just interesting to me that it was like that this was so poorly received. It's so good, man. It's like, what?
Yeah. Well, there was a little bit of shrinkage there, but I think that can be counted to the fact that they were in the pool.
Cold pool, buddy. It'll do it to you.
Definitely. But overall, I mean, still a huge box office success. Obviously, why the franchise continued after this point. Brett, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Jason that we get in this entry?
Oh, we finally get to introduce our Jason card.
Oh yeah, hit us with it.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, let's hear Jason card.
Like a baseball card.
Ooh, there it is. So this is our Jason Voorhees facts. From part 2, which the actors, there were 2 Jason Voorheeses in this movie, and that is by Remington Gillette and Steve Dash. And then the number of kills, it's between 9 to 10. That all really just depends on what you all believe, if Paul's actually alive or dead. I personally feel like he's dead, so it's 10 for me, but it might be 9 for you. So that's why I put both of those up there. But now you got to wonder, how did he kill his victims in this movie? And his weapons of choices were the ice pick, barbed wire, the hammer claw. That I should have been more detailed with that, but the hammer, the back of the hammer for the hammer claw, and of course the old classic machete, a spear, and of course a knife.
I like it. Good numbers there. I like that. That's like a Mick Foley, pretty much hardcore match right there. Honestly, all those things would be involved in any one of Mankind's matches. So, yeah. So, anyways.
But yeah, and who are those two sexy son of a bitches down there?
Oh yeah,
buddy.
I see. That is that's when we met Warrington Gillette this past February, down here at the Days of the Dead Horde Convention in Atlanta. Of course, all three of us were there. Chris was actually the one taking the pictures here.
Yeah, buddy. Look, he's looking good, man.
He does look good, man.
However old this guy is, man, he's rocking it out. Very cool dude, great energy. Probably the funnest guy to be around at that convention, honestly.
You know, I actually agree with that. Like, he was my number 3, or probably my number 2 favorite I've met at that convention, because I love meeting Felissa Rose. But Warrington Gillette really took me by surprise, and I was so happy to meet him.
Yeah, he was a ton of fun, man. Really had a good time with meeting him. And of course, we got Brett. I see what you got going on, buddy. There. We got our little signed memorabilia here.
I kill for mommy. Yeah, and cool die, stuff. Bitch, die.
Die, bitch, die. When he asked me that, goes, "Do you want but die, bitch, die?" I'm like, well, yeah. You can't do any better than that. So
he was so nonchalant. He's like going through 100 different Sharpies. He's like, "What would you like on here?" I kill for mommy. Die, bitch, die all bitches. And we were like,
yeah, that was.
Yeah, it's like. Blast. Hey, it's like I mean, these are what I get asked to do the most. It's like he's just having a great time.
But man, that's awesome. So, Mr. Gillette, if you're watching this, we appreciate you for a great time down in Atlanta for Days of the Dead, and we cannot wait to talk about how great of a performer you were in this movie.
Absolutely, man. Well, let's get into this bad boy, man. Let's talk some Friday the 13th Part 2.
Woo! Where do y'all want to even start?
Oh, well, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. You're obviously your favorite actor, your favorite character, I should say, from the first movie, did not do very well in this one. And I'm referring
Speaking of die, bitch, die. Hell yeah! Suck it, Chad.
You can't, Brett. You shouldn't say suck it. You should say sack it. Sack it.
Oh yeah, I'll apologize. Let me try that again.
Don't encourage him. Jeez.
So it's a cool way to give a little continuity. I mean, this is the first time they really tried continuity in the franchise. Well, obviously, but I mean, it's probably the only time they tried continuity in the franchise to kind of follow up in the last movie. So I thought that was cool. But overall, I mean, let's talk about some of the good stuff first.
Yeah, man. That is the good stuff. Is Alice dying at the beginning?
It's almost like Brett wrote the first couple of minutes of this movie.
He did write it.
Imagine someone else was like in the writer's room and was like, "Listen, I don't care what happens, but within the first 5 minutes, we got to kill that bitch Alice. We got to get her the fuck out of here."
I said, "Brett, what do you think?" I got an idea. How about we kill Alice? That's a great idea. But no, you know what was funny about like that whole scene? Is that Adrienne King. She only took one day to film that, and she didn't know she was going to die until she actually got on set. So I thought that was really funny. But yeah. So because that would piss me off. I'm like, on set, say, "Hey, by the way, you're going to die." I'm like, well, what? I just thought that was an interesting fact. So
that's like Brett almost every freaking week when we do the skits, honestly.
Yeah, oh my god. Am I gonna live today? No, you're gonna die.
Yeah. It's almost like how are you gonna die today? With this gardening claw.
Well, it happens.
Almost. Yeah, well, shit. So I mean, I thought overall though, like this thing really does a good job of kind of taking some. Obviously, the biggest thing you can tell here in this sequel is the new budget here, almost double the budget, and you can really feel that with the production value of this movie. I think it really shows with some of the stuff that they were doing, and but they didn't cut out the atmosphere here. I think this one does a really good job again of providing a really solid summer camp feel and a good lake feel. I think the lake here is really nice, and everything that comes around it is good. I don't know. I mean, this one competes with the first movie as far as the summer camp feel. What do you guys think about that? Of course, the lodge there. What's it called, Bert, from the game? What's our favorite?
Oh man, I can't.
Patnack. That's not it. It's panoramic Panda Express.
Swim, Swami, Slappy.
But yeah, anyway, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, Brad, you looked that up while me and Chris talk about the tone and atmosphere. Tone and atmosphere is really strong in this movie as well. I'm glad they kept that tone and atmosphere versus going the fun route, which later on we do go more towards the fun route. But I feel like this franchise just really needs to be serious too. You can still have fun with it, like with kills and all that, but just to make the kills like greedy and all that, is what really does it for me with the Friday the 13th franchise. And this movie does a really good job with atmosphere.
Yeah, dude. I second that. Well, this series has always been a little bit about the fun, you know. I mean, it's a bunch of young, kids are basically, camp counselors, and so it always has that element. And I think this was the first one, even more so, than the original, to really open the door for that, kind of playful tone a little bit. It's in certain scenes in the beginning. I feel like it's more, it's a little less serious. And then it grows more and more so as it goes on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can actually see that.
Yeah,
definitely. So yeah, I think that. I think. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Frank. Friend.
No, I was just saying that kind of lends itself to that atmosphere of like where you're. Oh shit, we're having a good time. We're at the camp or partying or whatever. Which leads into just constant dread right throughout the pretty much the whole. Later half of the second act and the whole third act, you're just like, oh shit, who's gonna die?
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I kind of see this as a more fun and exciting and, quite frankly, a better version of part one. I think it's kind of the same. It has a lot of the same feels to it as the first one, but I think it's done a little bit better. It's paced better. It goes by faster, and it's everything about it is a little bit more fun, a little bit more enjoyable. Of course, the lodge is Packanack, not Patnack. I was thinking about Mark Patton, but it's Packanack. It's Packanax is what it's doing. And of course, great map in the game too. By the way, if you guys have played the Friday the 13th game, it's
one
awesome.
one of my favorites.
I never played it, man. I missed out.
It's awesome, man. It's a good time. It's a really good time.
Man, do you know what else is a fun time too? The group of characters we're introduced to in this movie. I thought there's one that's like some of the funnest characters within the whole franchise.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that as well. I think they're hella fun in this one, a lot more so than the first batch that we were introduced to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
R.I.P. Ralph though, man.
Ralph, he came back, but he wasn't in the pantry this time. He should have been. He would have been better off the air.
No, he was being a creep behind the tree.
I know, man. I couldn't fucking believe that he would, do us that way and then get garroted, but whatever.
Yeah, that barbed wire, dude.
Yeah, but just again, a group of characters with we got Vicky, we got Terry, we got Scott, we got Sandra and Jeff, Ted, Paul. They're just all fun. They all had great chemistry with each other. Especially hilarious that Terry, when freaking Scott did the whole like little slingshot to her right butt cheek and she grabs the left butt cheek. I thought that was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, that was good. That was a nice little moment, dude. A little muffin man too.
Oh, the greatest transition in movie history. We go from the dog to the hot dog.
Yeah, there's another transition. Actually, I was thinking of the right one. God, I've been watching so many of these. I'm confused about what's what anymore. I got to look at my notes. Like, is that this one or is it the next one? Yeah, that's this one.
Yeah, so that, I mean, I thought that was great. Overall, I do like the characters quite a bit in this one. Obviously, Ginny is fantastic, for sure.
Yeah,
Right?
she's going to
Like,
get her own. She's going to get her own section
okay,
that we'll
okay.
talk about.
We'll save her for later then. Paul was great. I think he did a great job. Obviously Paul's speech in this movie is one of the
Yes.
best moments in the franchise.
Yeah.
It's actually the staple of your pinnacle of a Friday the 13th trailer or anything for the whole franchise can be tailored into this one moment.
Yeah.
Like you can yeah. And
You
they
can
did
use
that.
that voiceover with anything. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it worked. I think it was even in the Friday the 13th Part 4 intro.
It
where
is.
I did- yeah,
Mhm.
that whole thing. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah, and-
it goes really well and helps with that atmosphere.
Yeah, so with Paul and his speech, what I love what movies do is just like they set up a character right before we meet him. I've always been a fan of that, like whether that be like with Silence of the Lambs, where we Hannibal Lecter, or when Dr. Loomis is talking about the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes, right before we actually meet Michael Myers. So I just love when scenes do that, and this is a great scene too, with Paul setting up exactly what the Jason Voorhees character is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's exactly that's exactly what it feels like for sure. Like he does a great job. I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
No, dude. I fucking walked on your toes. But yeah, that's just what I was gonna say. You could pretty much use that voiceover for anything in this series. I mean, it's the like you said, it's the pinnacle of kind of everything else. It is branched off of that. And I just wanted to say, looking at the first movie, there's like tons of different directions that they could have gone. You know what I mean? I don't think there's tons, but there's a couple of other directions that they could have gone with, and they actually chose to bring Jason to life, bring that character to life. I think was, obviously
because technically
smartest moves by a studio.
Definitely,
yeah, because technically there wasn't supposed to be a sequel. This is just supposed to be a one and done. But it just hey, money talks. So they made that sequel, and I agree with you. I like the direction they went with this sequel.
Yeah, because they could have just gone like, oh, Pamela isn't dead, or she's fucking supernatural and she came back or some shit like that. You know what I mean? They could have gone
her head back, dude.
Yeah.
She's got a little tiny head on there, dude. She's like, we're
talking
about the man hands.
Yeah, we're talking about.
Are we talking about that Men in Black? That Men in Black clerk?
Exactly.
Tony Shalhoub, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. So something like that could have happened. I mean, there's any different way that it could have gone. Someone else could have came back and started killing people as Pamela. Who fucking knows? So just think it was great that they were like, hey, maybe we should just bring this motherfucker to life.
Yeah, I thought it was a great decision. I mean, it is a little weird. Like, obviously, it creates a lot of questions for things. Like, they don't really explain what happened, and like I know he kind of does in his speech there at the campfire, but I mean, it doesn't really explain how Jason's still alive or where he came from or what caused this to be a thing. But that's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, these are freaking 80 slashers, and like,
hello, buddy. It's explained in part 9.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. You're totally right. Yeah, that's what we're waiting for the whole time.
Fuck
How dare they took 9 fucking movies to explain the plot?
Yeah, that's where your payoff.
Here's what happened, dude. Somebody was just doing a little bit of scuba diving. They went down there and they saw a little heart at the bottom of the lake, and it was just boop, 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 boop. And they're like, okay, let me go ahead and get a bite out of that apple. And they freaking do that, and the next thing you know, freaking Sack Me Beautiful is out of the lake, and he's ready to freaking rock and roll, man.
Hell yeah, dude! Like, man, this heart's down here playing bass.
Hey, but speaking of the sack, let's talk about the sack. In my opinion, that was a great sack.
Yeah, you know what? And I think that is the most impressive thing that happens here. It's not that he's still alive. I don't even give a shit. And that's why they put the sack on, because who cares? Who cares how he's alive? The real question is, how the fuck is he getting around and seeing out of that sack with one hole in there? Brad, please demonstrate.
You guys want to
demonstrate, Brad? Yeah.
Look at this.
That's a very nice sack.
Look at this. Look at this, man. Even if you had baby freaking Grogu over here and you put the sack on his little head, like he still can't see out of the damn sack very well. Like he's got Like this he's got the benefit of only having these little small eyes, so he can get a full eye out at least. But it's very challenging.
Yeah.
I think it's very tough. It's
let me.
Yeah. I mean,
So
they
let
even
me
saw
ask
in
you
the
this.
opening.
Yeah, like, can you
Yeah.
see out that fucking thing?
Yeah. No, you can't see a damn thing. Everything you saw in the opening, like obviously I overacted a little bit. Okay, I get that. I'm an amateur. But like I literally couldn't see anything. Like I almost killed Bert with a damn claw on accident by chucking it. I had no idea he was over there. And if you see the beginning of the skit at the end of it, I'm like, okay, I'm done with my little claw. I've gardened enough. I chucked it and almost killed my man over here. So yeah, it happens. It's
it happens. So.
Yeah.
But no,
yeah.
seriously, guys, the sack look of Jason Voorhees, it looks very creepy. It's very intimidating. Like, it really is scary. And I love the reveal, the very first full look we get of Jason when he kills Vicky. It was a great scare too. It scared the shit out of me on first watch because I wasn't expecting him to come like blended into the damn bed. So I love the look of Sackhead Jason, and we just need more of the Sack man.
Yeah, Sack.
Hey, buddy.
Vicky was even screaming for the Sack, so you know how excited she was getting.
Dude, people can't get enough of the Sack. That was the original title, and that was it. It was Friday the 13th, the Sack. That was the subtitle.
Sounds like a porno.
I think that actually moved over to Vivid Pictures.
Good XXX Studios.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't be talking about our OnlyFans page on our YouTube channel. But anyway, but no, you're right, Brett. That reveal was absolutely fantastic, and that in the first time we saw the Sack, of course, like this movie starts off with the POV shots, like the first one does, right? And slowly, obviously that it does that a few times, and then we get this epic reveal before the third act, really, before shit really starts to hit the fan. We get this epic reveal of the Sackhead, so that makes the ending of this movie much more fun than the first one. I think, because it's like it moves along a little bit faster at that point. So we get that kind of early, and then the POV goes away, and we get Sackhead, and it looks awesome. The look, as you saw earlier from the card that Brett put up, it was really awesome. It was a cool look, and I'm really glad that this movie exists because of that. It's a little bit different from the rest of the pack, and
even though it was copying from a previous horror movie like Sundown. I can't remember the full name of it.
The town that dreaded
sundown.
Yeah, the dreaded sundown. Yeah. Even though like it's good to take inspiration from other horror movies too. So I bet if it's Friday the 13th Part 2, just giving a nod towards that movie versus just straight up stealing it. Even though they did steal a particular kill scene in that movie, which we'll get to when we talk about the kills. But freaking Chris, what are you thinking about the Sack?
Hey, buddy, you don't have to. I don't even need to say anything. I love the Sack. Can't get enough of it. Like I said, I think it's the most impressive thing here. Who cares how this motherfucker survived or how he was resurrected? Who cares? How's he seeing out of that thing? You know what I mean? How's he seeing out of that fucking bag, dude? But no, it really was a useful tactic, I think, and in distancing from Pamela and everything that happened in the first one. And I agree. I always thought that the first one could have really benefited. And I think we touched on in the last one that, if we knew that she was the killer earlier, you know what I mean? I feel like the payoff would have been a little bit better at the end instead of just having the POV, like wondering, you know what I mean? I thought that could have helped it out a little bit. And I think this one definitely benefits from that's the sort of sense of dread that you feel, from the early kills and stuff. You kind of know what you're up against, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that it's kind of like a, super strength or whatever. Like it's just chop through motherfuckers, Nobody can stand up to this guy. And this is like you know what I mean? And that goes through the whole series. Like, you know what I mean? Who you're fucking with, and this guy is just, you can't get to him, man. It's too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you one thing too, the kills in general were, as much as good as the kills were in the first one, I thought every time I watch this movie, I'm really impressed by them. There's a lot of good ones in here, man. You got your boy hanging out, Slingshot Boy. After, as Brett would say, Scott's life gets turned upside down. That was a good little kill. That was a good moment. And then we have the spear kill with that one's badass. The two for one combo where you just freaking go.
That's the one that was stole from a previous horror movie, but I forgot the name of it on the top of my tongue. I should have wrote it down. But
either way,
also,
it was the original double penetration. They just go right straight in there, and
that was our boy Jeff, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, Jeff is Sandra.
Yeah, Jeff and Sandra, and he just wanted. He actually when they were there was the full scene was actually he's going at it. And he just thinks that it's like a family member. He's just getting a push, and he's like, oh. He's like, oh shit, your aunt's here. Come on, fucking join in, right? And then all of a sudden he gets stabbed, and as he's dying, she's like, I love you. And he just says, my name's Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
I'm sorry. I had
But,
I'm sorry.
But no, you know what? Jeff fucking deserved it because Sandra was too young for that scene, so they had to cut it out.
I know, man. I'm sorry. I'm taking the bad jokes from you, Brett, and I apologize, dude.
Well, my jokes ain't bad. What the fuck?
I mean,
I know what you meant, but no, I thought that was a good joke.
The easy jokes. I'm sorry.
Well, fuck. But yeah, that's what Sandra and Jeff were screaming. But yeah, Sandra unfortunately was too young for this movie. I think she was 16 when they did awkward. The movie. Yeah, so not good. It is not good.
So the director didn't know until he's like in the editing room, and he's like, "Wait a second, how these titties are only 16? You got to cut it out." You know, he's like yelling at the editors, "Cut them out, cut them out."
Yeah. Well, I guess a little awkward. Yeah, that's a little awkward for sure.
Yeah, that didn't age well, but yeah, that was still a cool scene. And of course, my favorite. Actually, do I want to talk about my favorite kill real quick?
Not yet, buddy.
We could do it. My boy Mark, freaking taking the machete to the damn face and rolling down the stairs in his wheelchair. Jason does not give two fucks whether you're in a wheelchair or disabled. He's going to fucking get your ass. And Mark, one of the most iconic kills in the whole franchise.
Definitely. Also, my favorite. Yeah, also my favorite kill. But I always thought it was the weirdest thing ever because, so in the midst of him killing this guy, you're sitting there, and your mouth agape, and you're like, he just fucking slaughtered this guy in a wheelchair, right? And by the time that he gets to the bottom of the staircase, they cut to two people fucking. Whose idea was that? Was there like, there's just no, it was the editor just like, there's no other way to do it, man. Mr. Miner, there's no other way to do it, And or was it that he was like, no, I don't care about any of this other stuff. As soon as this guy's at the bottom of the stairs, I want to see these kids fucking. You know what I mean? I just wonder what that conversation was like. I thought it was strange, but that's a side note.
Just make that transition to the couple in the sack.
That's what it was. Everything about this, he was like, this whole movie's about the sack. You know what I mean?
It.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Okay.
The last thing I'll talk about for like a positive in this movie, and this is like a big damn positive, not just in the movie in general, but just in the horror genre. We gotta talk about Jenny, who's one of the most iconic final girls in horror movie history. And she freaking deserves it in this one. She's so damn likable, which she's played by Amy Steele. She's so damn likable. She's so resourceful, and she's just so smart. And just the whole third act of her fighting Jason was just so much fun to watch. And just her being so damn clever. Jeannie's easily in my top 5 final girls of all time.
Yeah, she was good. I really liked. Obviously, I think she's. There's a lot to be said about Amy. I think she did a fantastic job in this. And from the moment you see her, like she's very relatable. She's not perfect. She shows up late and the car's breaking. Again, that's a cool moment too when the car breaks down early. It's kind of paying off or building up. Yeah, it's a nice payoff earlier. They're earning the fact that the car doesn't start on a regular basis. And as cliche as that is, it's still kind of cool to see. But anyway, from the first time you see her, like she's a very lovable person, right? Like she's very real. She feels real compared to some of these other characters. And I like that. I think she does a really good job. I think obviously she has to beware of the beware of the bears, but I think we should. I thought the thumbnail for this should have been.
Oh my god!
Well, I thought the thumbnail should have been the same thing. Should have been. I thought the thumbnail should have been, instead of "Beware of Bears," it would be "Beware of Bert," and the background's got Bert with the wig on back there, just freaking ready to rock. You know what I'm talking about?
Superimposed over a bear.
Why can I not be riding the bear?
Oh, you can ride the bear.
I'm wearing a hairy
you know what?
tractor.
There is a picture of Putin that you could probably superimpose your face over, where he's riding a bear.
Oh, there you go.
Guys,
Easy
guys,
fix.
this just sounds unbearable. Let's go back to Jenny.
Okay, yeah, but anyway, at the end of the day, she is fantastic, though. I think she's a very lovable person, one of the most real people in the franchise, and for that, I think she's great. And yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see her kick some Jason ass at the end without Paul's help. At the end of the day, I think that would have helped her go up a couple notches. At the end of the day, Paul came in and saved her, and it was fine. It was cool. She was doing pretty well before, but then she got kind of in trouble again. I just would have liked to see her.
That chair helped her out a little bit too.
Yeah, the chair gave her.
The chair helped more than the chainsaw.
Yeah, the chainsaw needed some gas, I think. But at the end of the day, she was great. She was awesome. I can't complain too much about her.
Huge improvement over the first one, right?
Yeah, actually, hands
can all agree.
Yeah.
Yes. She'd be close to the top. I think if we did a list of final girls through Friday the 13th, I think she would be at the top. Is that fair to say?
Oh,
yeah, she'd definitely be. She'd be up there with Trish. It'd be her or Trish from 4. I think. Could be another good option, but
she would be up there.
Do y'all have? I know we've talked a lot of positives in this movie. Do y'all have any negatives towards this movie? Because the big negative for me was just I would like for Jason Voorhees to be more serious versus being like the clumsy Jason, as people like to call him. I understand why they did that, because it kind of helps Jeannie out, like the final girl. But I would have loved it would make Jeannie more of a badass final girl if she fought a serious Jason. So that is like one of my main negatives in this movie.
Mm-hmm. I don't have too awful many. I mean, I thought that everything was great. One thing that we didn't talk about that I wanted to just touch on real quick. I thought that it was great that they included a lot of the same elements from the original score. The music really aided the atmosphere and continued that trend, which I'm glad they carried that throughout the whole thing. But I thought that really helped with the atmosphere and everything. For me, I think the only negative, as much as I love Jenny and everything, the big climax at the end, or it's not really the climax, I guess but the big sequence at the end with her, just like all of a sudden she knows that, oh, I need to act like Jason's mommy is, it's just a little bit of a stretch. I know there's a little bit of foreshadowing there and a little bit of build up to that, but it just seems kind of like a far-fetched, and in that kind of adrenaline that you would be like, oh, I know exactly what to do, But
and it works.
Yeah, but I feel like she pulled that. I thought she pulled that off a lot better than what Tommy Jarvis did in Part 4. Because
both of those,
I'll get that more into that in Part 4. But but
I
thought Jeannie's, at least hers is earned.
But all she did was put on a sweater. Corey Feldman fucking had enough time to shave his head and leave a couple of strands here and there. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to know
what get a cut is what I want to know.
I just want to know what. Yeah, the fact that I mean, again, I'm not harping the movie for this. I'm glad. I wouldn't change anything about this movie at the end of the day. Like, I wouldn't go in and the fact the ending ends the way it does. It's a part of its charm these days. But the fact that works, though, she just slaps on a sweater and then she's mommy again. It's still kind of. I mean, it's interesting, and the fact that, like you said, the fact that you said that she thought of that, and it's not really viable. But I wouldn't change it at this point.
Yeah, me either. I think so. That's a big a testament to the movie. That's like the most negative thing that I could say about it is like, well, the ending's a little unbelievable, but I mean, who's not going to forgive it? You know what I mean?
Right.
The whole thing's so much fun, and it's a fucking 80s horror movie, so who gives a shit? But
exactly.
So, yeah.
And plus, that's why I was saying too. Like, the serious Jason wouldn't have really bought that shit. That's like we get this clumsy one, and again, it's like the freaking Visions, because Bessie Palmer was in this too. Bessie Palmer has short freaking blonde hair, and Jeannie has that long blonde hair too. So you're telling me Jason couldn't figure out between
he can't
see how this damn thing.
That's
the
what
whole
it is.
freaking
That's
root of the problem.
Look,
Yeah, that's
There
why
we
it
go.
worked.
Problem
Actually,
solved,
You know
ladies
what?
and gentlemen.
yeah.
What does it all come back to, Bert?
The
The
sack.
sack. The sack. It always comes back to the sack, dude.
He's probably okay. So now I can buy. He probably just saw a little bit of the sweater down there, and she's like, "Oh shit, mom's back." And then like by the time like he couldn't see the whole picture there, but by the time she moved, he sees the head then. So I think that's exactly what happened there. I buy
Yeah,
it.
he's
now.
like,
I'm sorry.
wait a minute, this bitch ain't mommy. Ah, you know.
Yeah. And then Paul goes, and Jenny! I'm like, you're not Forrest Gump. Shut the hell up. But no, another negative for me too. At times the acting's not great.
Right. Yeah. That's
The only ones that I give a free pass
Yeah.
to on the acting department are Ginny, Paul, and of course, freaking Betsy Palmer.
sure.
Yeah, those are the only three
Well,
to me. I thought their acting was really spot on, but everybody else, they were just either okay or just bad.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's going to be pretty much a staple of the franchise at the end of the day. But yeah, you're right. But that's pretty much it. I really don't have a lot bad to say about this movie. I mean, I like this one a lot. Just, I mean, some of the overall, I think the camera work and stuff's great. I mean, that's a random thing to say, but I think at times some of the stuff at the end and the third act goes on a little bit longer than it needs to. But again, these are nitpicks. I really enjoy this one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
huge. I think we can all agree it's a big upgrade over the original, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yes, I agree because like with sequels, like you have to go 2 times everything, and this movie really did establish that blueprint of double what you did in the first one. This movie does a really, really good job with that.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Without being too over the top as well.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. And that's what a lot of sequels have a problem with at times is being over the top. But Chris, perfect word for that because this movie does not do that. Even though who pissed themselves? Did Jeannie piss herself or did the rat piss?
I always thought Jenny did. I mean,
I always thought the rat did.
that's a
I
lot of
always
damn
thought-
rat piss, man.
Yeah.
Well, wait
Yeah,
a
I mean-
minute. Well, wait a minute.
Jenny did, but we can't fault. You know, we're not going to knock her. You know, for it.
It's
No,
a
but
goddamn
what-
rat, man.
No. Hold on. It's indoors, so technically, ain't that rat a mouse?
Well, if a mouse goes outside, then it's a rat.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
a rat
but what
come
if
inside, it
the-
become a mouse.
That's some sick, knowledgeable shit right there.
You got it, man. And that's like saying
Which
you're
I-
going to go to bed dead and wake up alive.
Well, how do you wake
How do you
up
turn
dead?
up? Listen,
How the hell you going to go to bed dead and wake up alive? Because you're alive when you go to sleep.
Or if it's
I guess I
part
think I
four,
got
it
that whole
goes
thing
like-
backwards. Just cut that whole bit out.
Oh no, I'm keeping that son of a bitch. Yeah. So nothing much else in the negative section because this is a really strong movie. So do you want to go into the best kill of the movie?
yeah, but
Dude,
we've already all said it.
We've already all said it. We know what it is, dude. It's
Well,
the
let's do it
fucking-
anyway. Let's do it anyway for the segment. Do it for the segment.
All right, go
Okay.
first.
All right, here we go. It's going to be Mark the wheelchair kill. Just the first time I watched this, it was really shocking just to see them go that extreme, especially for a guy in a wheelchair. It's just so memorable to me. I absolutely loved it.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go Mark with the wheelchair because it shows that Jason don't give a fuck about nothing and nobody. It just proves that he is just a complete savage, you know, that he's just like he doesn't care about it. And that's not even I don't even want to use that word because people use that so loosey goosey.
Or he's more of a savage.
Yes, he's a savage. And I'm not going to entertain that. Please cut that out. I literally quit.
Nope.
Okay, mine's Mark with the wheelchair chair as well.
Okay, you got
Wheelchair
it.
chair, yeah, the wheelchair
Yeah, buddy.
kill.
Yeah, I like
Wheelchair
that.
kill. Yeah, it's awesome. It's revolutionary. It's exactly why. Yeah, I mean it's not good. It's not good.
And also just proves too of how much fun you can have with horror movies too that have a serious tone.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I guess killing a man in a wheelchair proves how much
And
fun you can have. Sure.
Pushing him down the wheel, down the stairs. Yeah, that's a lot of good times.
Well, let's
Yeah.
roll on to the next segment. Unless Chris, do you have anything else?
No, man, that's all. That's our favorite kill. So I think we just need a rating, right?
Oh, that's
Let's rate it.
absolutely correct, Daddy. My rating is going to be a 4.25 out of 5.
God damn you! You still you right under the rug, buddy. Same here. I was gonna say 4.25.
That's exactly. That's what I was gonna say too, man. That's what I was gonna say as well.
Oh, 3 in a row,
Unison.
baby. So
Yep.
it's very close to the Yippee Ki Yay, but it is still a very extremely high trip to the Tosche station to get some good old power converters.
Got power converters. You never know.
But I was going into Tosche Station to pick up some power converters.
That's always fun.
Oh hell yeah! And
That's
guys,
right.
I'm still having a great time with this Friday the 13th review series. That is 2 down.
Yes.
We've got 9 more to go. And with next week, it's going to be Friday the 13th part 3. And you trust me when I say that is going to be a hell of a discussion.
Dude.
Along. that is your only hint of what the skit for next week is going to be pertaining, because the skit's going to be great and that discussion is going to be great. So you do not want to miss out on Friday the 13th part 3 next week.
Absolutely. I can't wait. I
wait.
cannot wait. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh,
yeah.
It's going to be so much fun. So
We're
guys,
gonna be live and in 3D.
yeah, that's right. So be sure to have your 3D glasses ready. We will be in 3D.
You got it.
So guys, what did you all think about Friday the 13th Part 2? Did you love it just as much as we did? Did you enjoy the sack in this movie, or did you not enjoy the sack and you have problems with this movie? Let us know in that comment section down below, and let's get that discussion rolling.
And if you want to find the good reels, you can help us find the good reels by finding us at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, Snapchat, Spotify, Apple Podcast, TikTok. Those links are going to be in the description for you guys to find down below.
Absolutely.
Go kill someone for your mother. Show her how much you love her.
Yeah,
That's my
and how
bit, right? That's what I want to
and
say.
how can you love your mama? You can love your mama by liking this video, sharing and subscribing to our video. Of course, ring that bell, ding ding ding, so you know when the next Friday the 13th video is up and ready.
And we'll see you guys at camp next week. Travel safely and don't take a wrong turn.
Wrong movie. Love your sack.